What up? What up? What up? HHN family. What's good? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another episode of the Dead Man's Mic podcast, a Halloween Horror Nights podcast based out of St. Louis, Missouri, featuring myself and Craig. Craig, how you feeling, bro?
What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? It's always good to be back and chop it up. HHN theme park news style, man. Listen,
Absolutely.
there's been a whole lot to discuss over the past week. Without further ado, let's just get the ball rolling. Let's do this.
Dude, it's so much to unpack. Before we can really hop into that, we have Ghouliecon coming up this weekend, and we definitely want to give that, a proper shout out. That is the horror convention that Craig and I are collaborating with Coven of Screams and Yurdy G, the other half of Toxic Icon, on. This is our third show, and this is our first one in our hometown of St. Louis going down this weekend. We will be holding a panel all about Halloween Horror Nights, our experience with the event, speculation, and maybe even something else that we might be talking about a little later on in the episode. So stay tuned for that. That episode will be recorded and put up on our YouTube channel. So after you see this or listen to this episode, make sure you head to the YouTube to view that panel. We are going to record it. It will be posted. And we want to say that we appreciate everybody who supports Ghouliecon, supports the vision. Um, we only want to grow it and make it bigger than what it is so far. So with that being said, man, we definitely have a lot to unpack, like you said. And I
Indeed.
think the best way to talk about this, we said a while back that there would probably be a time somewhere in the early spring that we wouldn't be recording as much because there wasn't as much to talk about.
Not at all.
But then it happens. You get that one thing and then you right back in it.
And it happened out the blue, out of everything.
Nobody was expecting.
Not at all. And that's
So
what makes it great. That's
exactly.
what makes spec season so great is because you sit here and you wonder, oh, are they gonna drop anything? Is anything gonna happen? Then boom, right at you like a bad habit.
Right out the gate.
Right out the gate.
And not only that, but it starts to really narrow down the rumors and the ideas and the things that we hear about throughout the year. So what we have going on is last week the official artwork for HHN 35 dropped from Megacon's Instagram account in a dual announcement with a panel going down this weekend that will have Mike, Laura, and I forget the other person, but from Universal Creative, the masterminds of Halloween Horror Nights Orlando.
Uh-huh.
And before we pull the artwork up, this artwork gives a major ode to HHN 30 and HHN 25. And once we show you this artwork, you'll know what we're talking about because this is going back to the carnival.
Oh yeah.
If this is it, this is going back to the carnival, man. I don't. As soon as we saw it, the internet went crazy over it.
Without a doubt. You already know what time it is. You know.
Yeah. It's almost like on the same level as Terrifier with the best or like worst kept secret or whatever.
Yeah, the worst case though now that we got this artwork, it's without a shadow of a doubt. It's there.
Craig, how are you feeling about this, man? Because the real question on the table is are we gonna come out of next weekend with an announcement? Or are they gonna do that panel and not give us anything? The last time there was a panel, we got El Artista. So a lot of people are banking on us getting our first announcement for 35 this weekend at Megacon.
Now, with last year, they wasn't really as eager with dropping the with dropping the logo or anything HHN that early for that matter because it wasn't an anniversary year. So it's understandable. So they were gonna wait till the cons got started to actually drop stuff. I mean, they like if you think about Spooky Empire last year, And that's when they did their panel and introduced El Artista along with the logo. But this year, with all the anticipation going on, it's almost like the team at Universal, they just had to, of course they're gonna you know of course they're gonna throw us a bone. They're gonna uh they're going to give us a little something, you know, because again, it's first year. It was bound to happen. We just didn't expect it to happen this early, but considering that there was going to be a panel at Megacon and everything like that, it was just bound to happen. And um, for the logo to have this kind of font and artwork, Our Fellow versus Jack confirmed big time, and especially with the Megacon panel coming up on Saturday, it's almost like without a shadow of a doubt, there's gonna be an announcement. There's gotta be a house announcement, and I think call me crazy, but not too far off in that aspect because I think that the first house announcement is going to be Jack versus Oddfellow. Now, either that or what I've heard from our friends at HHN 365, what they was talking about.
365.
The shout out 365. There's gonna be there's still gonna be the Jack versus Oddfellow aspect, but get this. There's gonna be different icons from past HHN years choosing sides.
So choosing sides to kind of tie into that lore of Jack versus Oddfellow.
Yes, and to battle it out.
First off, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
If you, I don't,
Because honestly, I think while Jack versus Oddfellow is exciting, don't get me wrong, but I think Jack versus Oddfellow for 35 for a big anniversary year like this, I think just doing Jack versus Oddfellow would be too easy. It would be too much of a like it's so quick to figure out. With Jack versus Oddfellow, I would think it wouldn't be. I think it would be too easy because everybody honestly, because like you said, Terrified last year, the worst kept secret in the business. This is too, but it's almost like it would be too easy of a concept. So honestly, what I think is going to happen is that they're gonna throw us for a loop with the concept, and because with Universal, not everything is as it seems, and I think with the concept of the house, they're gonna just throw a wrench in there, and they're just gonna do something that we're not expecting. So there you go.
I definitely, I agree with that, and I think to kind of piggyback off what you said about something not expected, they definitely have to push it a bit further than just Jack versus Oddfellow, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jack versus Oddfellow, that's been the rumor, like that's been the headline, that's been what
Right.
everybody's talking about. But what does that actually look like? Is the true question, right? Like what does that look like? How can that be furthered? How can that be broken down, deep into the lore of both of those characters to really push
Mm-hmm.
why we're doing Jack versus Oddfellow? Almost to the point where it's like we don't want to do these two versus each other just because it's an anniversary year. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
what else has happened in the event? We've seen Oddfellow a couple years ago in Orlando where the event was so heavy on Oddfellow.
Right.
So, like, if we're going to incorporate Jack and bring both of them back, we definitely have to do something to really push that narrative. So, I totally agree. I totally agree. I think let's put this artwork up one more time. If you all look specifically at the numbers resemble the artwork, especially from 25. Um, this is going back to the carnival. I would not be surprised if we have some carnival themed scare zones in different ways. Some different things that just kind of tie into that Jack lore. So
Yep.
definitely excited. Definitely keeping our eyes peeled on the Megacon panel this weekend.
We will be keeping our notifications on.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. It, we are hoping that, we come out of this with an announcement. I really feel like this is prime time for them to give us one. And I also think that the crowd, like the HHN true fanatics, we enjoy getting an announcement out of things like a panel. So that's really cool because not only do you get the panel, then Universal Creative, the people behind it, they can really give you their insight. And it's always cool to pick their brain and
Yeah,
hear where they're coming from. So
for sure.
definitely looking forward to that. Also, the other thing we need to talk about is your boy Michael B. Jordan scoring all these Oscars and all these nominations for Sinners.
Shout out to Sinners. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Shout out to Ryan Coogler and the whole crew.
Dude, the
What a
whole
what a fantastic award season it's been for them,
amazing.
and it's just gonna kick in. It's just gonna kick in the high gear from here, man.
Yeah. And we talked about Sinners on our last episode because it was starting
Yeah,
to become heavily rumored. But now I'm almost to the point where I want to say, if they don't do it this year, what the
I
fuck
think it would be a.
may not happen?
I think it would be a missed opportunity. A
It would.
missed opportunity because it's so Universal and Warner Brothers are such great partners when it comes to collaborating on IP, especially Harry Potter.
Mhm.
So it's almost like there's it's almost like there's uh there's just no excuse this time
Yeah.
because they had a few years ago they had the opportunity to do a house based on the It movies, and they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Now you got all this steam, you got full steam ahead, come all this Sinners momentum. It's almost like it's a shoe in at this point. It's almost as a shoe in as Stranger Things 5.
Right.
So which you know everybody knows is happening. That's a formality in of itself.
Right.
So, it would be so much of a missed opportunity if Sinners did not get a house this year at HHN, which would be so crazy, and which would bring in even more crowds to HHN, even more people that's just now finding out about HHN, coming to the event for the first time,
Yep.
more revenue,
Yep.
more eyes on the product that is HHN, and that's just one of that having these type of IP and properties. That's just gonna expand the reach and the brand. That's not only HHN but Universal. What a prime opportunity it would be. So
I don't want to miss or mess up on that opportunity.
for sure, and the merch. I think the merch would go
Oh,
insane.
bro.
I'm just thinking about that merch.
Sinners merch drop would go crazy. Like I would have to make sure that we were in Orlando just for that drop.
It would completely sell out, no doubt about it.
And also, if
Just
we
like the YS6 merch did.
well, I was gonna make a comparison because of what you just said about how Sinners will pull so many people into the event that have never been to HHN before. Sinners would do the same thing that the Y6 did. Do you know how many people did their first HHN this past year because of the Y6?
Plenty of people.
Like you always said, and you've always preached on the show, this was the perfect crossover.
Hmm.
Pulling, people from wrestling, into HHN. And Sinners would do the exact same thing. I think there are a lot of people out there, as big as HHN is, there are a lot of people that don't know what it is. And
Yeah.
there are people that would come out to experience that, because one thing that we say for anybody who's listening to us, especially if you're new here, if you never listened to us before, one thing that we really push at Dead Man's Mic when it comes to HHN is how immersive that they are with their environments.
Yep.
The environment that they would be able to create from Sinners. And I'm just going off what we know that they did with Darkest Deal. Sinners would be a banger.
Oh yeah.
Go crazy. It would go crazy. So we can only hope. I definitely think that if they did do Sinners as a house, the real question is, where do you start it? Do you
Right.
start it in the church? Do you start it right at the juke joint? Do you start at the
True.
train station? Where do you start? What would you do?
Right. I mean, there's plenty of things that they can start. There's like, because in the movie they did start at the church, or they there's not really a bad spot for them to start. Like they could do like a little epilogue thing that they did with uh, I'm trying to think of the house from a few years ago, A Quiet Place.
Yeah,
Like before you walk into the house, well, before you walk into the quote unquote house, the house segment of um before you walk into the house segment, there could be like a little epilogue thing where the explanation from the beginning of the movie happens, and then boom, lit up title card, Sinners, and then right on in.
see, that would be really cool. That
Yeah.
would be really cool. I think the movie gives enough detail, it gives enough, of a storyline, enough lore, but also intensity to where this could be something special if they
Right.
end up doing Sinners. For
Hmm.
sure. Like
Oh yeah,
extremely special.
definitely.
Now, not only that, but we got a couple of tent permits that came out. I want to say, was it today or yesterday? We got a couple of permits out, and it was for the.
Yesterday.
That was yesterday. Okay, and it was for the Fast and Furious area.
Yep.
There's normally a house, but I don't think, if I'm looking at it correctly, there will not be a house in that exact same space, but rather those permits are for a new tent or two.
Could be
Yeah,
because that area is definitely not going to be used this year because of the construction for Hollywood. I mean, for Hollywood Drift. So
right, right. And I have to be honest, dude. I love Jason Universe, but that is my least favorite location in the park for
where
Hollywood.
the supercharged.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about that. I
Yeah,
think it might be the
it's
trans.
kind of like it's like a weird part of it because it's almost like it's a two-parter. It's almost like a two-part tent that they use because they use the tent for one, like they use some of the queue space for one part, and then the rest of the parts in the tent. It's weird. It is in a weird spot. I will say that. I don't know where they got that extra room from, but for some reason they utilize that space. It's not really. It hasn't really translated to HHN ever since they used that. So that's why I'm saying, like, now that DreamWorks Land is done, it's built. There's no excuses for them. There's no excuse for them not to go back into the two warehouses that they use for the Universal Monsters houses and After Hours Nightmare and The Last of Us. So
It'll definitely be interesting, man.
only time will tell. They know what they're doing. So
Right,
We'll see.
right. We're just going off what we know.
Right.
I agree though about it being a two-parter. I think no matter what house it is that goes through there, when you get to that section where with the door where you have to, transfer and go into the other side, I feel like sometimes that has a tendency to kill the vibe of the house. And then you have to go in the second half and build that, that experience back again, which I think they did really good with Jason Universe, having his mom right there narrating things as you went through that little piece. That way you never lost the vibe. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Like that was a good segue and a good set piece to use into the transition into the second part of the house. But like when they did Chucky and when they did Blumhouse in that spot, even Major Sweets, that was like that segue into the next portion of the house. It just didn't translate, and that's kind of like what put it down on the totem pole, because it's almost like you're in that first part, you're immersed, and then boom, when you try to go into the next part, you lose that immersion a little bit, and
Yeah.
then you're back into the immersion. It's just the cutoff of immersion that kind of throws people off.
That cut is it. It definitely kind of it makes whatever house is right there take a hit. It definitely does. Now, how are you feeling about kind of any of these other rumors that are stirring around right now? I don't really think a lot of them have necessarily changed. We haven't really heard.
Well, yeah, they haven't changed, but I will say that the thing that the I would say the rumors that have lost steam a little bit have been well, which one was I gonna say? The like the Ozzy Osbourne slash Lady Gaga. That's
Yeah,
kind It's kind of like a toss up between the two. Nobody knows. Nobody knows really. You know.
and with those two, I feel like Ozzy is just too soon.
Okay. Yeah.
That's my thought. I think Ozzy is too soon. As cool as it would be, I just think it's too soon. But the rumors about Gaga are very confusing. The rumors that sound a little more pro Lady Gaga having a house
Yeah.
sound more like Hollywood rumors. Doesn't really sound like an Orlando situation.
Now, what? Now, since you say that, what they could do is Gaga in Hollywood and then Ozzy in Orlando.
That would be cool.
And
That shit would be crazy.
so now you got a music house exclusive to both coasts. So
Exclusive.
you so it's
Yeah,
like you got no choice but to go to each.
yeah, true, true, absolutely. I definitely
But
think
yeah,
I, for some reason, I don't see Gaga being a bi-coastal if it did happen. Now, I would be all in for it on both coasts, but it definitely, I don't know why, but I can just visualize her having a house in Hollywood. I don't know why, but Hollywood just screams that they would take Lady Gaga and make a house out of it. So,
they very well could, but uh, I mean, out of everything, the music house aspect is kind of like tossing up. It's like nobody's really sure whether it be Gaga or Ozzy, but only time will really tell. But um, I know there was uh, there's Hellraiser. Pretty much staying like
that was
middle.
rolling pretty well.
Yeah, that one's going pretty well. Same thing with Stranger Things 5. I think those rumors aren't really like losing steam much. They're just like, those are like pretty much, I hope they're gonna be certainties, but
Right.
um I know there's other uh there are other IP rumors, like Like I remember when there was a Scream rumor that was picking up steam a lot. That's kind of lost steam since since the first time we talked about it at least.
Yeah,
But
that has. I feel like Welcome to Dairy has lost some steam.
Welcome to Dairy, that's the other one. That
That
one really lost steam. Like
that
I
one was pushing for a minute.
right, like there's absolutely no rumors about that now. So
So
at this point, it's like the other besides Jack vs. Oddfellow, Stranger Things 5, Hellraiser, and then that Music House,
And
and
Center,
then and then right Sinners, and then like the originals. There's
yeah,
we don't know for sure for
yeah,
certain.
we have no idea. I
Right,
I want to say the only other rumor that I've heard, and this one kind of circulates every year, but I did hear some murmurs about Nightmare on Elm Street.
right.
right,
It it never really caught the steam like it did a couple years ago. I feel like Hollywood
Mhm.
really caught steam on that rumor a couple years ago, but other than that, man, that's really where we're at right now. We're really waiting on this panel this weekend.
Right
And
now we had like another dead period till the actual
yeah,
panel.
I know, right? Yeah, I
Now
knew this was gonna
you
be a long one. Like but we needed to talk and get some stuff out,
right,
man.
like you got the announcement of the logo that to get people talking again. So now it's like we got to try to fight that itch to the panel.
It's like fuck, we got to record something. We got to get something out.
Yeah.
um, hey, a major shout out to the other horror night podcasters out there. You all are putting out some great episodes. We've been checking out everybody. There's some cool things going on for the month of
Hmm.
March. There's some March Madness stuff going on. Some cool events being planned. Dude, the community is just in great hands, and it's
And it's a lot of cons coming up too.
con season's going crazy. We'll be in Orlando for Spooky Empire in May.
We will. We will.
Maybe we'll get to experience a panel. Who knows? I'm in.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
And also, Craig and I are slinging some merch for y'all, man. So if you guys want to get any merch, we have this design. Our this is kind of like our new logo now. Our Dead Man's Mic. It's a
Indeed.
tribute to the original Horror Nights artwork from when it was Universal Fright Nights in
Hmm.
'91. So you got myself and Craig up top, Dead Man's Mike podcast, and then we've got some of the legends down there at the bottom. And we also have our lower lot party designs. We have the retro, the clean, the globe. All of those are also on sale. T-shirts and hoodies. Go
We'll
to the
get
tree.
we'll get you guys more looks on the merch as well. That will be coming soon, so
Yep.
you guys can get a feel and a view of how the merch will look on hoodies and t-shirts. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, man. And every merch order will come with a Dead Man's Mike sticker. So we've got plenty of stickers on deck for you. We'll definitely get those shipped out to you as fast as we can. If you fill the form out by going to our link tree and fill that out, let us know what size you need. Everything else is in there for you to get your stuff ordered, and it will ship from right here in this room, and it'll come to you as fast as we can get it to you guys. So we seriously appreciate y'all for checking us out. As always, be sure to follow. We're trying to get over that 200 mark on Instagram, trying to get our YouTube subscribers up. Keep rocking with us on TikTok, everywhere. It's only going to pick up from here. We are really headed into the fog. Hopefully, you all are getting as excited as we are. For any
Indeed,
of our
indeed.
opening night people, let us know. We're going to be in the building on opening night. Love to kick it with everybody. Love to meet people in the community.
Oh
Make
yeah,
friends, man. That's what this is all about. So,
we will possibly be at the second Informer event in June.
hey,
So
possibly so, yeah. So, for all you informer people out there, definitely stay on the lookout.
yep, stay keep your eyes peeled.
And definitely stay tuned for that live panel moderated by our boy Ken of Sledgehammer Horror. Shout out Sledgehammer Horror. And we will see you all next week at the latest. We'll see if we get an announcement soon. Appreciate y'all for listening. And we'll catch y'all next one.
Peace out.